Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager for MITRE and McLean. I'm so excited to do this extra relaxing shoulder and neck focused class with you guys today. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes at 12:15. You are welcome to bring a block if you need to. Otherwise, just find some space on the floor for yourself, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, we've still got a couple minutes. We are going to start in Sukhasana Easy Pose today. For now, just do whatever feels good. I'm just going to enjoy some deep thoughts myself. Okay, that was a good deep thought. Why is there so much sand in here? I don't know. I hate my carpet. I hate it. Great. So remember, as you're getting ready to start class, if sitting here in easy pose is uncomfortable for you, you're always welcome to take another variety of a seated position. Please do consider using something like a pillow or a rolled up towel or a block. Sometimes simply lifting your hips up a little bit higher and allowing those knees to just relax a little closer towards the floor, creating some delightful slides with your legs can feel oh so good. Just a little bit less of a challenge. Welcome back to anyone who made it to Jen's morning class today. She put out some really great reminders that, your exercise and especially your yoga doesn't have to be all or nothing. Particularly focusing on the mindfulness aspect of something, getting out of it whatever you can. So maybe you have just 10 minutes here or there to turn on a video, do 10 minutes, focus on the next task that you have at hand, and then come back for another 10 minutes. Even 5 minutes, even 2 minutes of just focused breathing, relaxation, just taking the opportunity to change your mental channel. Yay! It's 12:15, so find your way to your mat, to the floor, to whatever space you've created for yourself. And we're starting off today right here with our legs crossed, ideally in Sukhasana Easy Pose. If you're looking for a little bit more grounding, think about placing your palms down onto your thighs. And if you're looking for a little bit more openness, opening up that chest and back particularly, Bring your hands, palms to face up towards the ceiling, even gently drawing your elbows back a little bit to really focus on lifting yourself up, creating as much height as you can through the crown of your head. Notice what's happening with your chin. No need to stretch that chin all the way up towards the ceiling. Just creating a neutral spine here. Feel free to close your eyes and start to come into your breath. Taking this time to slow your breath down. Long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose, and if it's accessible for you, long, slow, deep exhales out through your nose as well. There's some yoga breathing. But if that feels a little uncomfortable, feel free to do the exhale out through your mouth. You're going for at least 3 seconds for your inhale, and if you can do it at least 4 seconds for your exhale, amazing. I personally like to strive for a 6-second inhale, a full count of those seconds as well. Start to relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Truly just doing your best to let whatever else is on your plate for today slide away, focusing on you, yourself, your breath. I'm mildly focusing on something that smells like burning. I hope it's just whatever I'm cooking for lunch and not a stroke. Eggplant parmesan, that's for lunch in case you wondered. Now you can clear your mind and come back to your breath. Let's take about 1 more minute here, truly just starting to ground our sit bones down into the floor, maybe grounding those hands, palms onto your thighs. Notice if you're really overarching your back here, and take that extra arch out of your back. Doing your best to stack your head over your heart over your hips. And all you can do is your best, and whatever it is today, whatever your postures look like, as long as you are being mindful, you're doing it perfectly. It's about yoga practice, not yoga perfect. Every day our bodies are different, and appreciating what it is that you can bring to your practice today. Last 2 breaths right here, as slow as you can. Nice work. Feel free to shake those shoulders out gently, maybe giving yourself a couple sexy little shoulder rolls right here. First in one direction, then in the other direction. And we're going to go ahead and get onto our knees. So take your time, come onto your knees. We're going to start in a kneeling position here. And I'm going to ask you to bring your right hand, I'm going to tuck my shirt in just for some safety. Bring your right hand towards your lower back, towards your sacrum. We're going to inhale that left arm up overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your chest down towards your thighs. Forehead comes close towards your knees. Your hips can stay lifted off of your heels. Feel free to hang out here for a cycle of breath. On our next inhale, you're going to press your left hand into your back. Inhale, stand up on your knees, stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling, reach through your fingers. Exhale, pull your belly in. Hips can stay high as you bring your chest towards your belly and your head towards the floor. Feel free to once again hang out for the full cycle of breath. Moving on your inhale, belly tight, lift yourself up, stretch that hand up, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, bringing your head down towards the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, head down. This time, turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Place your right temple on the mat. Hang out here for that cycle of breath. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale as we come down, turning our chin towards our right shoulder, placing the left temple on the mat. 2 more each side. Inhale, right arm up. Head comes back to center. Hips can squeeze, press forward. Exhale, belly tight. Hand comes back down towards your lower back. Belly comes onto thighs. Turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Next, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, turning your chin. Last one each side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale as you turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Hands come behind your back. One more time. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, turn chin towards right shoulder. Just gonna take a look here. Beautiful. We're gonna walk ourselves forward next. Go ahead, stretch those legs out behind you. You can open your feet a little bit wider. Oh no. That shouldn't be possible. Hang on, you guys. Whew. All right, we're good. All right, you can open your feet up a little bit wider for a slightly more stable base. We've got Cobra coming up next. If you want to, if you're more used to Bikram, you can also bring your legs together. Sometimes the thought of tighter being lighter. You're gonna bring your hands, palms in line with your chest so that your elbows stretch up towards the ceiling. Your arms are like grasshopper legs. And then I want you to press the tops of your feet into the floor so that your kneecaps lift up and there's already some engagement on the back of your legs. Go ahead, stretch your chin forward so your eyes are looking forward, but you don't really have to have a focus in front of you. In fact, if you can start stretching your eyes up towards your eyebrows, towards your drishti, that's awesome. Keep the tops of the feet pressed down into the floor, squeeze your glutes. Very little weight or pressure in your hands. You're going to use your 100% spine strength. Take a big exhale, and on your inhale, chest, abdomen starts to lift up, elbows stretch down towards your hips. It does not matter how high you come up today. Maybe you have your belly button touching the floor. Maybe you still have your whole chest down on the mat. We're going to use one more big inhale to lift ourselves up. And exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Relax your arms down by your side. Place your left ear on the mat or towel. Just take a moment right here to relax and release. We're going to do the same Cobra one more time. While you're relaxing or releasing right here, find one spot to focus your eyes, relax your mind, and just send your breath into your lower back. Great. Once again, go ahead, bring your hands, palms in line with your chest so that as you tap your shoulders down towards the floor, your shoulders are tapping down just about on top of your fingernails. Your little baby finger is in line with your deltoids. Once again, not a lot of weight or pressure in your hands, palms. Stretch your chin out on the mat to begin with. Already a little bit of a stretch of the chin, of the throat, on the back of the neck. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes. Take a big exhale and move on your inhale. Lifting yourself up, still very little weight or pressure in your hands, palms. You can gently begin to pull your hands and elbows back towards your hips. Get ready to use one more big inhale. Lift up, look up, and exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Relax your arms down by your side. This time, place your right ear on the mat or towel. Feel free to take some rounding right here in the shoulders. Moment of savasana, of stillness on your belly, so find that focus with your eyes and just come back to your breath. Beautiful. Next up we have dart. So once again, Find a stretch of your chin forward. Whatever that means for you today, we're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers if you can. Behind your back, if you can't interlace your fingers, you can just reach. If you can squeeze your hands, palms together, great. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Start to stretch your knuckles down towards your heels. Get ready to take a deep inhale and lift yourself up. Maybe you can even lift your hands away from your glutes. Stretch your shoulders away from your ears. A little extra stretch if you stretch your chin up towards the ceiling. No need though. Squeeze those hands, palms together if you can. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Slowly release yourself back down towards the mat. Let's take one more stretch of those backs. We're going to go for full locust. Going right towards full locust. So you're going to bring your arms out to the side like airplane wings, or maybe even gently in front of you like a Y. I like to go for a little bit of a Y because I like to lift my hands up to help lift myself up, but some people like to have their hands back a little bit more like we just had in dart. We'll try it twice, so you can try both. All right, go ahead, bring your bring the sides of your feet together, heels, toes touching each other. Once again, press the tops of your feet into the floor. Let those kneecaps lift up off of the floor, squeezing your glutes. Your posterior chain is engaged. Stretch your chin out on the mat in front of you. Use your exhale to relax, and then inhale, arms and legs lift up off of the mat as best as you can. Really work to roll your shoulders away from your ears. Get ready, take another deep inhale, lift your hands up and back, and exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Once more, bring your arms down by your side, palms face up towards the ceiling. Toes can come in towards each other as you turn your left ear on the mat. Relax your breath, relax your mind, and let's do it one more time. So either stretching your arms out into a T or back into a Y. Go ahead, bring your legs together. You might need to reposition your hips. Squeeze your heels and your big toes together. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Kneecaps are lifted, glutes are squeezed. Chin is stretched out in front of you. Use your exhale. And then inhale, lift everything up off of the floor together. You're working to get your hands, palms in line with your head. Stretch your eyes up towards the ceiling. Don't look forward, just look up. Where your eyes go, your body follows. Stretch through your toes. Take a deep inhale. Lift up once more. And exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Go ahead, turn your right ear to your mat towel. Find some rounding of those shoulders, bringing the tops of the shoulders back down towards the mat. Enjoy your stillness and just focus on your breath. Nice work, you guys. Bring your hands, palms underneath of your chest. We're going to press ourselves up into tabletop. And when you get there, enjoy some cat-cow. Hello. All right, so hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. Feel free to spread those fingertips as wide as you want to. Remember, if this is uncomfortable on your wrist, you can always check out the modification we put out a while ago on Wednesday about warming up your wrists before class, or think about hanging out right here on your knuckles as well if you're having any wrist pain today. All right, so we're just getting the cat-cow that feels best for ourselves. I'm going to add in a little shaking of my hips side to side. Find as much range of motion in your spine as you can, while still breathing. Just making sure you're in control of that breath. Whatever you do on one side, make sure you do it on the other, finding any stretches you need, shimmying through the shoulders, maybe making some circles with your hips. Just making sure you evenly honor both sides of your body. Just about 1 more minute to find and breathe through whatever stretches you feel you really need today in cat-cow. And then let's go ahead and thread the needle. So keep your left hand palm down on the mat. Really press through your pointer finger, your thumb. As you inhale and stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling, eyes follow hand. Exhale, bring that right hand underneath of you, palm faces up towards the ceiling. As you bring your right ear, right shoulder towards the mat, you can keep your left hand on the floor right where it was as you came into this, with your left elbow stacked on top of your hand palm. For a little bit more of a stretch of your shoulder, you can walk your hands all the way forward, or you can even think about lifting that left hand up and going for a little mini bind, opening the chest a little bit more. Two more breaths right here. If you went for a bind or you walked your hand forward, go ahead, bring your hand back to the original position. Stack that left elbow over hand palm. As you draw your right hand out from under you, stretch your eyes all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release your right hand down towards the floor. Let's do the left one. Shift the weight as much as you need to. Really press ground through that fleshy part, the J shape that you're making with your thumb and your pointer. Inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling, eyes follow your hands. As you exhale, your left hand comes underneath of your body, bringing your shoulder or your temple to the mat. You can even shift your hips a little bit. Remember, you have the option to keep your hands right here as is, or walk those right hand fingertips forward, create that stretch in the shoulder, or opening up your chest, stretching your hand up towards the ceiling and reaching your right hand fingertips towards that left hip crease. Just breathe it out right here. Take another deep inhale as you come out from your bind or your stretch. Release your right hand back down towards the mat. Stack your elbow on top of your hand palm as you gently come out. Stretch that left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release your left hand down towards the mat. Let's hang out right here in tabletop for a moment and just turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Creating just so many stretches today in our neck. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, chin comes towards your chest, looking down towards the floor, and turn your chin towards the opposite shoulder. Pardon me. Hiccups. All right, use your breath, bring your head back down towards the floor. And next up, we're going to go for another newish pose today, goose pose. So you're going to bend your elbows, forearms come down towards the mat. You can start to stretch them forward a little bit as you bring your forehead closer towards your knees. You can have your hips off of your heels, and you can also release your hips down towards your heels as much as feels good for you. Creating a nice little stretch in your shoulders, similar to child's pose. If it's too similar, lift those hips up off of your heels. Your belly's on your thighs. Forehead by your knees. Forearms nice and flat. Let's take 2 more breaths right here. And on your next exhale, bring those hips closer towards your heels. Start to press into as you straighten your arms. Go ahead, shift your hips to the left, and we're going to bring our legs in front of us. Next up is single leg stump. So go ahead, kick your left leg out. It can be slightly cornerwise, and you're going to bring your right heel in as close towards the center line of your body as you can. Really work to ground your right foot down towards the mat and create a little stretch in the back of your left leg by flexing those toes back towards your face. All right. Depending on how flexible you are, you might not be able to get that foot in very close, and that's okay. And you might need to hold on with your two hands right here. You can even interlace your fingers right by your knee, just working to pull that belly and chest closer towards your thighs. If you're feeling a little bit more flexible, you might be able to get your knee with the crook of your elbow. Work to create some length up through the crown of your head. This posture is very similar to wind removing pose, getting a nice little stimulation of our bellies. Really work to keep both of those sit bones grounded down towards the mat, a nice neutral chin towards your chest. Relaxing and releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure that stomach is still gently sucked in, belly button coming back towards your spine. Take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, you can release. Go ahead, kick your right leg forward. Bring your left leg in as close as you can, getting both sit bones down on the floor. Remember, you can hold on with your interlaced fingers by your knee, or if you can, find that crook of your elbow. Left sit bone stays down. More of a stretch can happen on the back of your right leg if you want to by flexing those toes back towards your face. Relax and release shoulders away from your ears. Belly engaged, back engaged. Two more breaths right here. Great. Go ahead and release from your left leg stump. You can even bring your hands behind your hips. Feel free to bob your knees. Windshield wipe your feet a little bit. Next up, we're either going to go for both legs and stump at the same time. As you can imagine, that would just be drawing both of your heels in as close as you can, working to get both of your knees crooked into your elbows. You can interlace your finger. You can grab your opposite hand to really lift that chest up and find some length in your spine. If you want to work a little bit harder, get a little bit deeper into those hip flexors, you can pull yourself forward and come on into a squat. If you're coming into squat, I like to shift my weight right and left and right to begin with. No free shows. Having your feet at a 45-degree angle can really help, and it's totally natural for you to not be able to get your heels all the way down towards the floor. If you want, you can even use a block, which I did suggest bringing today, to help relax and release yourself down and work to get those heels a little bit closer towards the floor. You can bring your elbows towards your inner thighs. Thumbs on your chest sternum if you're here in squat to open your shoulders and chest. Also, just like everyone in stump, work to find some length through the crown of your head. If you need to, though, you can totally hang out with your hands on the floor and have a little bit more rounding of that upper back. We just got 3 breaths right here. Keep them as slow as you can go. Awesome. On your exhale, if they're not already there, release from your stump, bring your hands in front of you. We're going to make our way onto our feet for a little bit of a dangle. Up to you how wide you want your feet for a dangle. I encourage you to find a real generous bend of your knees, belly sandwich on your thighs. We did a little bit of belly stimulation, so it's normal if you hear any sort of rumbling right here. You're alone. Feel free to let it out. That's what yoga is all about, you know. Making some space within the body. So get rid of your gas if you can. You're welcome. If you have trouble getting your hands all the way to the floor, once again, if your block is there, you can always rest your hands on your block. You can grab hold of your opposite elbow.
stretch on the back of your legs. Start to bring a weight forward towards your toes. You can even lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Create as much length and just as much traction as you can of the crown of your head, stretching down towards the floor in front of you. All right, and let's slowly, gently roll ourselves up one vertebrae at a time. If your feet were nice and wide, go ahead, heel toe your feet in to be about hips width distance apart. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. Fingers stretch down towards the floor. Chin is neutral towards your chest. Open your chest, engage your back, and just take a moment right here in mountain pose. Feet grounding down through the floor, taking that extra arch out of your back so glutes are squeezed. Hips and pelvis are gently pressed forward. Beautiful. Next up, we're going to come into Warrior One. So you might want to come towards the top of your mat. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead as we step that right leg back behind you. Take an angle of your right foot 45 degrees. Work to get that heel down towards the floor. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Find a little bend in your left knee. Equally grounding those feet through the floor. Take a nice deep inhale. Bring your right hand back as we open up to Warrior Two. You might need to wiggle those feet out a little bit wider. Notice if your hips are shifting towards the back of the room. Squeeze your glutes. Bring those hips forward and turn your chin over your left shoulder. Let's go for a little revolved warrior. So turn your left hand palm up towards the ceiling. Eyes follow your left hand. Your right hand fingertips can stretch down your thigh or reach towards your left hip crease. Go ahead and lift yourself back up and out. Straighten your left leg. We're going to come into a triangle. So hinging at the hips, bringing your left hand down towards your ankle. This was another opportunity to use that block if the floor is far away from you. Working to stack one shoulder on top of the other. Find some length through the crown of your head. Take one more nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift yourself up. Let's go ahead, bring our arms up overhead. Move your block if you need to. We're going to turn towards the right and come back into Warrior One. So work to get that left heel this time at a 45-degree angle, getting your hips squared towards the back of your mat this time. Can you bring your biceps by your ears, opening up your chest? Left hip comes forward. Bend in that right knee, weight in your front right heel. Don't let it all come towards your big toes. Take a deep inhale and open up to Warrior Two. Wiggle that left knee back as much as you need to, finding a bend in your right leg. Making sure you're not sending your hips towards the back of the room. Squeezing your glutes, hips forward, opening up your chest, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Flip your right hand palm and come on into a little reverse warrior. Remember, your fingertips can slide down the back of your left thigh or reach towards your right hip crease. Go ahead, take one more nice deep inhale. Exhale, back to Warrior Two. Straighten your right leg out. Hinge from the hips and come on down into your triangle. Really work to not collapse that left shoulder down towards the mat. Chest and shoulders are open. If you're having trouble in this triangle, you can always bend that knee again. Bring your elbow towards your knee. A little tip on the second side, just in case you need it. Go ahead, take another nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift yourself back up. Turn those toes forward. Suck your stomach in. Let's hinge forward right here. Get a nice stretch on the back of the legs. Bring your hands, palms down, simply right below your chest. We're going to shift the weight forward. So you might even need to walk your hands forward a little bit so that your heels and your hips are stacked on top of each other. Instead of when you first came into the pose, it's likely that your hips towards the back of the room. So stacking your hips on top of your heels, spiraling those inner thighs towards the back of the room. Nice. go ahead and walk those feet in, bend your knees. We're gonna come on down to our mat and come into child's pose. Your choice if you wanna do an open or a closed leg child's pose. I'm gonna bring my toes together and go for a wide leg child's pose. Opening up my knees and walking my hands, palms forward. Remember, if your shoulders are feeling super tight or uncomfortable, you can always take a generous bend of your elbows and maybe focus more on bringing your hips towards your heels as opposed to the stretch that's happening in your upper body. Just finding what feels good for you today and what your body can do today and what your mind and body need. Doesn't matter if your head's not touching the floor like mine is. Just working to bring that head below heart's level can really just help us to feel relaxed and released. All right, let's start to walk those hands back. Take a moment, come back up into tabletop. Go ahead, cross your legs. And we're gonna walk ourselves all the way back so that we can come into Sukhasana again, easy pose. I'll face forward, but you can face whatever direction we're in. All right, next up, let's go for a nice little seated twist. If you need to come back up onto your block or prop because Sukhasana was not comfortable for you, take a moment and do that. If you don't have a block or a prop, you can always feel free to kick those legs out cornerwise, coming into dragonfly for the seated twist. All right, so sit bones are ground, pull that belly in nice and tight. Notice if you're leaning forward or arching back, and feel free to start with your hands on your knees to help you open up your chest and find that engagement of your belly and stretch up through the crown of your head. We're going to take our right hand fingertips and bring them close by the base of the spine. Already our right shoulder starts opening towards the back of the room. Eyes stay forward to begin with. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Take a deep inhale, stretch up through the crown of your head, and on your exhale, start to twist, bringing your chin closer towards your right shoulder. You can have your fingertips tented on the floor. Just make sure that both of your sit bones stay grounded. It doesn't matter how deep you come into the twist. Any sort of twist is going to feel great. But we are going to use our next 3 breaths, particularly that exhale, to twist a little bit deeper. And we're going to hang out right there. Now, without moving your shoulders, I want you to take a deep inhale and turn your chin back towards the top of your mat. One more big inhale here, stretch up through the crown of your head. And exhale, slowly, gently release that upper body like your fingertips are dragging through quicksand. So slow. Ooh, we'll take a nice lift in the center. You can give yourself some sexy shoulder circles in one direction, in the opposite direction. Then go ahead, bring your left hand fingertips by the base of your spine. Already left shoulder is coming back. Keep your eyes forward to begin with. Grab your sit bones, pull your belly in, and right hand fingertips come somewhere around the right knee, the outside of the right thigh. Press into the floor. Pull your belly in. Find your lifted length. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, start to find a little bit of a deeper twist. This time, chin coming towards your left shoulder. All right, we're going to take 3 more breaths right here, using our exhale to twist a little bit deeper each time. Then we're going to keep our upper body, shoulders right where they are. One more big breath before we turn our heads forward. Staying in this twist with our upper body, belly engaged. Turn your chin back towards the front of the room. Really stretch through that left elbow. Oh my, my, my. One more deep inhale. And exhale gently. Release the pressure of your fingers on the floor and the thighs. And draw everything back towards the front. To the side B. All right. Next up, we've got caterpillar. So you're going to extend your legs forward in front of you. We're going to take some motion in caterpillar to begin with. If having your legs super straight is really uncomfortable, you can take a generous bend of your knees, or
sit yourself up on that cushion. All right, so flexing those toes back towards your face. We're gonna inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, melt down towards the floor. Inhale, slowly drag your fingers along the floor. Exhale, stretch up through the crown of your head, taking a moment right here in staff pose. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, rain forward. Inhale, fingers draw through the sand. Round yourself up. Exhale, staff pose, open your shoulders and chest. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, drag your fingertips back. And exhale to finish, stacking head over heart, open chest. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, fingertips draw back. Exhale, stack head over heart. All right, this time we're gonna inhale our arms up. Exhale forward and hang out. Maybe you can even grab hold of your feet or your big toes or just release your hands towards the floor. Two more breaths right here. Awesome. Bring those fingers through your sand, and this time we're gonna lay down on our backs. So, slowly make your way to the backs. You can bend your knees as much as you need to get down there, because once you get down there, I'm gonna ask you to bend your knees anyway. All right, go ahead. Open those feet out nice and wide. We're gonna go into an out of bridge pose, so some hip raises. So ground your feet into the floor, start to pull that belly in. You can relax your arms down by your side and even really press your hands, palms into the floor. We're gonna lift and lower 5 times. Get ready, take a deep inhale and lift. Squeeze your glutes, exhale, lower. They almost touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Try not to let those knees, inhale, lift, go out or in. 2 more, then we stay there. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. You can keep your hands here or challenge yourself. Go ahead, interlace your fingers. Press the backs of those pinky fingers into the mat. Hang out here for 1 more cycle of breath. A deep inhale. Exhale, release that bind of your hands. Slowly release yourself down towards the mat. Go ahead, draw your knees in towards your chest. 1 hand comes on top of each knee. Give yourself some nice little circles. Sticking with one direction to begin with. Go ahead, change the direction of those knee circles. Take 1 more moment and really draw those knees in towards your chest. Tuck your chin to your chest, look down towards your belly button, towards your secret mustard stains. Getting as much of your neck and back vertebrae flat on the mat. And release, relax and release your toes and your heels down first. Let's take a moment in butterfly, reclined bound angle. Soles of the feet come together. You can lift your hips up. You can realign yourself as best as you feel comfortable today. Find out how close you want your heels towards the center line of your body. Maybe 1 hand on your heart, 1 hand on your belly, or you can get a nice little stretch of your pecs here by making your arms like a football post, or even bringing them all the way up overhead. I'm going to go for hands on my heart and my belly. One more minute right here in this hip flexor stretch before we come into our final Savasana of today. Find as much of the back of your neck flat on the mat. So a slight tucking of your chin towards your chest.
next up is final Savasana. You're welcome to take your final Savasana right here in reclined bound angle, or go ahead, straighten your legs out. You can open your legs, open your arms as wide as you want to, and feel free to close your eyes as well. One more opportunity to gently tuck your chin to your chest just to get as much of your neck and back vertebrae flat on the mat as possible. Maybe shifting your hips a little right and left. Take a moment right now, scan your body from head to toe and notice where you might still be squeezing and what you can relax, starting with your forehead, and your eyebrows, relaxing your throat and your jaw, relaxing and releasing those lips, taking the tension out of your chest and shoulders, allowing your arms to hang heavy and melt into the floor. No need to continue to engage your abdominal core or your glutes. Relaxing your thighs and your knees, your ankles and your toes, and truly just taking this time to focus on your breath. 2 minutes right here. Resist the urge to get up and decide that class has ended because we are in Savasana. It is not. Savasana is also a posture, so bring to this moment of stillness the same focus and concentration, mindfulness, and level of interest that you did to all of the previous postures that we've done today. It's your last minute of stillness. Nice work, you guys. That means class is over and lunch is ready. You're welcome to hang out here in your final Savasana for as long as feels good for you. If you, like me, have things to do and see, go ahead, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Draw your knees up towards your chest and then either allow them to fall heavy over to the side and press yourself up, or rock yourself back up to seated position. It'll stop. Go ahead, bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest in Namaskar. Take a moment and tuck your chin to your chest and truly honor yourself. Did you set an intention for your class today? Did you meet it? Do you have an intention that you want to set for the rest of the day? Because now's a beautiful time to do so. I want to thank you again for coming and sharing your energy, not just with me, but filling your personal cup so that you can continue to share your energy with others. Remember to speak good words, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and eat good foods. If you guys have any questions or concerns about anything we've said today, please reach out to me.
Continue to stay hydrated. It's week 1 of our Way to Go challenge, and I know you've got this. I can't wait to see you guys all again soon. Namaste. Happy Tuesday, everybody.